Welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is the weekly news roundup business section. These are recorded live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. So, we're going to talk about our business news. Before we do that, you can help support the channel if you would like to sign up for an Audible account. I am an author. I've written several different books, and those are all on Audible, so you can take a look at the link which will be in the description down below, which is tlm.li/AUDHH. This gets you to the link for my Happy Holidays book. So this guy here, the audiobook version, of course, is what we're featuring with Audible. When you sign up for Audible, you get two audiobooks per month for $14.95. You can buy them a la carte, and you can actually buy things on Audible without a monthly subscription one as well. They are a little bit more expensive. Just keep a note of that. But you can use my link there. You can sign up for Audible over here, and that is a great way to help support the channel. Now, on to our business news. There is a new mail delivery startup that wants to put robots in all those bike lanes that us Americans don't use. Now, if you're in other countries and you guys got bike lanes, you guys know how to use your bike lanes. Here in America, we don't use bike lanes. In fact, this is completely an inaccurate representation of what bike lanes look like in America, because I don't know why, but with as crazy drivers as Americans are, you can kind of see where they have the bike lane here. This is not where they usually put bike lanes next to sidewalks in America. They usually do a sidewalk, they do some turning lane, they do a bike lane, and they do another car lane. And since there's very few bikers ever on the lane, cars are just driving through the middle of your bike lane. I would not drive a bike in a big city. So what do we do with all these bike lanes we have? Let's put delivery robots in them, of course. So this company is developing these robots that are bigger than the cooler chest-sized ones that I'm still convinced are going to get stolen from college campuses, because what else do college students do with Faraday boxes and delivery robots with full of Coca-Cola and other junk food? But smaller than the delivery trucks and the delivery cars that some of these stores are using to deliver your groceries in the last mile. So these are kind of like a mid-range robot that will meet the requirements to go in a bike lane. And so they're basically going to be using up the bike lanes. Sorry for any bikers that are actually using those things. Now you'll be having to play chicken with a robot delivering stuff. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you actually ride a bike in a city where actually you can bike in the city? And would you mind having to navigate around these delivery robots? Is this a cool idea, bad idea? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Oh boy. We're always looking for some extra money, right? I mean, come on. You got this beautiful house. It's on these rolling hills. You got this big backyard. What else do you do with it? You rent it to somebody who wants to build a shanty in your backyard. New startup company. Go figure. These ideas are coming out of nowhere. I have no earthly idea. What in the world's going on? So this new startup company, they basically want to sell a subscription service to build a little shack in your backyard, to rent a mini shack to people to live in your back. What is this? Is this like... I have mixed feelings. Of course, in our current day and age where it's becoming harder and harder to pay your bills, more and more people are finding themselves on the street. Hey, I can live in my van, or I can live in a shanty in the back of some rich guy's house. Why not, you know? So this new startup company, they're going to take on a lot of the costs. You basically split with them the profit. They're going to come into your house. They're going to build a shanty in your backyard. They're going to have a rental service. Somebody's going to be able to rent the shack in your backyard, and you guys get to split the profits. What do you guys think? I have a very turry feeling about this. I mean, what's this going to do to the property values? What's the HOAs going to say about this when they get a hold of it? It's like, no shanties in the backyard. Let's see. HOA. All right. I'm going to look for a new house here. No fixing your car. No basic maintenance. No oil changes. You have to leave a light on. You have to give us a DNA swab of your dog so we can determine if it's there, poop it's there, and no building shanties in your backyard to rent out to strange migrants. Huh? I mean, why is this a thing? But it's a thing. So Rent the Backyard is a startup. And basically what they're wanting to do, again, is just split your... what do you guys think? Would you rent out a shanty in your backyard? I don't know. Let me know. DEA tracked every opioid pill that was sold in the U.S., and the data is out, and it's horrific. Now, this relates to the big opioid crisis that just hit, and there's been court cases, and the drug companies were trying to prevent the DEA from releasing this data. They lost. The court ruled that, yes, the data could be released to the public, and we basically know where all of these pills came from. The question then ends up becoming, why in the world did these drug companies release all of these pills? And that's kind of what's behind it. Now, what's good is that we're starting to see some real consequences for some of these people. What's bad is it's not nearly enough. So between 2006 and 2012, opioid drug makers and distributors flooded the country with 76 million pills of oxycodone and hydrocodone. Hydrocodone, highly addictive opioid pain medication that sparked the epidemic of abuses and overdoses. And this is just the oxys. This is excluding the fentanyl issues. Of course, these things fed into the fentanyl issues. So nearly 100,000 people have died. So what ends up happening is a lot of cities and municipalities started suing the drug companies because of the mass increase in costs of paramedics to treat all of these people. And so what it turned out is that in many cases, some of these issues were literally selling enough pills to subscribe 36 opioid pills per year to every single adult and child in the country. A 10-day supply can hook 20% of people who use it. 20% of people who use these will get completely addicted. And this is a major deal. This is why I am definitely anti-opioids. I do not recommend putting any pill in your body without exhausting every other external option. I mean, outside of a few weird cases, you're like, I know I got pneumonia. Yeah, I'm going to take some antibiotics, all right? Got a little tick bite. I start seeing a bullseye rash. You better believe I'm taking some, I'm taking some doxycycline, right? A cyclin antibiotic, which is what you use to treat those things. So there's these types of cases, but we as a culture, we push so many pills. And what ended up happening is these companies were pushing out so many pills. It begs this question, did they really realize? And also understand, like fentanyl was used for all sorts of things. It is called off-labeling. Fentanyl was was approved for exactly one use case: terminally ill cancer patients. Everybody else that was prescribed fentanyl for anything other than terminally ill cancer patients, those doctors need to lose their license. They contributed to the problems. All right. And so that is really where this came from. Now, this one is from the Ohio. So federal court in Ohio released the data this week as part of a massive consolidated court case by nearly 24 opioid makers and distributors brought by nearly 2,000 cities, towns, and counties. Local governments alleged the opioid companies conspired to saturate the country with potent painkillers to soak up billions in profits. The companies deny the allegations, arguing generally that they were serving the needs of patients. All right, so according to the analysis, just 3 companies made up 88%. SpecGX, Activist Pharma, and Par Pharmaceutical, a subsidiary of Endo Pharmaceuticals. Purdue ranked 4th, making only 3% of the pills. So 6 companies distributed 75% of the pills: McKesson, Walgreens, Cardinal, Amerisource, Bergen, CVS, and Walmart. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The distribution was concentrated in certain places, finding that West Virginia, Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Nevada had the top pill per person use, with rates ranging from 66 to 54.7. West Virginia had the highest distribution, also had the highest opioid death rate during this period. In certain rural areas that were hit hard in Norton, Virginia, receiving 306 pills per person per year, and Mingo County, West Virginia, receiving 203. That is assuming every single person in your county could have received 203 per year. That didn't raise any red flags with any of these companies. That's kind of a problem. So, good to know this data is getting out into the public. What do we do with it yet? I don't know. Boeing. Boeing takes a $4.9 billion Q2 charge because of the 737 MAX grounding. And they're going to be grounded for quite a while longer. There's more issues that have come up in these planes, so they are continuing to ground them, and now they're having to deal with the massive loss in profits. This is, of course, if you don't remember, this is the airplane that they pushed an over-the-air update that changed how the software worked, and then only sold the safety switch as an additional cost add-on. And needless to say, 2 planes crashed because the pilots all of a sudden didn't know how to fly the plane that they were adequately trained to fly. Because of over-the-air updates. Think about that when your car wants to be connected to the internet. Certainly an issue, certainly a problem. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. And finally, yet another Microsoft whoopsie. Microsoft Windows 10 update for Surface Book 2 is being held back because it makes the GPU vanish. My system automatically ran a Windows update and now I don't have a graphics card. How do I get around this guy? I don't know. So, the May 2019 update has unintended consequences for the Surface 2s. So they are holding back the Surface Book 2s after the bug. This is why I don't want automatic updates. I want to be able to vet my updates. I want to be able to install them when I have the time to fix any potential issues and problems that are arising with my systems. So the Surface Book 2 block was in response to reports that updated machines weren't always detecting the NVIDIA GPU, leading to crashes and poor performance in certain games and other 3D heavy applications. Issue also caused NVIDIA GPU, which sits alongside the integrated Intel GPU and a higher-end Surface Book 2 PCs, to disappear from the Windows 10 device manager. Oh joy, so I can't even get in there and manually update it. That's exciting. Safeguard your update experience. We have applied the compatibility hold on Surface Book 2 devices. You know what? If you really want to safeguard my update experience, start updating my system. I don't want you to. Tell me there's an update and let me install it when I want to. So, of course, there's still always new problems and problems and problems and problems and problems. And definitely, guys, consider switching to Linux. All right, well, that's my business news for this evening. Let me know what you guys think about all these news articles in the comments down below. Don't forget, I do have this new book, Happy Holidays. This is about the origin of holidays. You can have a look at the description down below for the affiliate link to Audible, where you can get a copy. If you already have Audible, you can grab any of my 5 audiobooks with that link. If you don't have it, you can consider signing up with that link. And those books are also available in other sources as well. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.